Hello. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Keith, the single man's guide to easy meals. Now, today we're going to jump right in and we're going to do a Thanksgiving meal. Now, we're not going to do the full 9 yards. We're not going to do dumplings and dressing and all that stuff because as a single person, you just don't need all that food. Now, if you're cooking for multiple people, that's a different thing, of course. You want to cook a lot of food. Now, what I'm going to cook today will still feed several people, but it will be enough that, as a single person, if you're not sharing your food, you'll have leftovers for several days. So this is a good thing. Now, listen, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do a spiral cut ham. I got the smallest ham I could find for just one person. We're going to do a green bean casserole. And that's really what I'm going to show you how to make. Now, I'm not doing my own recipe. I'm just using the recipe on the back of the French fried onions container. So if you get some of these, you can just follow the recipe on the back. But I'm going to show you how to do it as well. I'm also going to have some corn and probably bake some cookies for dessert. And that's really going to be it. As a single person, one guy, that's all the food I need. And I'll still have leftovers for a few days afterwards to get me through the long Thanksgiving weekend. So let's get started. We're going to do the green bean casserole first, and then I'll show you how to prepare the ham. Alright, now we're going to run down the ingredients that you'll need to do the green bean casserole first. So, you'll need a can of cream of mushroom soup. Any brand you like will do. You will need 2 cans of green beans. Now, of course, if you don't like canned green beans, you can use steamed. You can get fresh green beans and cut them up. It doesn't really matter. It'll all work. Because we're the single man, we're going to go for the cheapest. We need these French fried onions, 1 container of those, 2.8 ounces. We're going to need 3/4 of a cup of milk. And that is literally all you need to make a delicious green bean casserole, in addition to a casserole dish. So let's get started! Alright, so here's our delightful little casserole dish. First thing we're going to do is dump in the cream of mushroom soup. Get that in there. Scrape as much out of that can as you can. Get as much aluminum in your diet as humanly frickin' possible. That's my motto. Because goddamn it, aluminum is fucking great. You could be aluminum man for Christmas. Kind of spread that out a little bit. Add the milk like so. Again, that's 3/4 cup of milk. And then give it a little stir. Just kind of stir it around. Mix the milk and the cream of mushroom soup together. It's kind of almost like actually making the soup, except there's no heat involved at this point. So it kind of looks gross. But by the time we're done, it's gonna look and taste freaking delicious, I guarantee it. So after we've mixed the milk and the mushroom soup together, like so, we add the green beans. Now keep in mind, if you're using canned green beans, you want to drain them first. You do not want all of that green bean liquid in this casserole. Unlike the stew, where we poured in the entire contents of the can, including the juice, we do not want that with this, because you will have a casserole dish full of juice, and that'll be bad. So we'll add our green beans, like so, both cans. There we go. And this time I thought ahead and took the liberty of opening the cans ahead of time, so I don't have to do that on camera. And then just give it a stir. Get all the green beans nice and covered in that delicious mushroom soup and milk mixture. And then what you can do, and this is something that I didn't think of ahead of time, you can season it. Now you can put any seasons you want on there. I'm just going to use some fresh ground pepper. Just kind of get a little bit in there. Now I love pepper, so I'm going to put a little more pepper in here than the recipe calls for, or a lot more pepper than the recipe calls for. I'm just going to give it a stir. Get my pepper all down in there, like so. And now it's starting to really look good. Now some of you might be saying, oh no, that doesn't look good. Well, fuck you. It is good. And I dare you to say otherwise. Now, I I forget what it's 2/3. 2/3 of a cup of onions. You're not going to use this whole thing of onions. You're going to use 2/3, which I've measured out here. And you're just going to sprinkle that in there and mix it up. You want all those onions in there. The rest of the onions you'll use as a topping after you bake it. And you're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Alright, that's typical. You're going to want to keep an eye on it. If it gets too hot or starts getting nuts, you know, depending on your oven, get it the fuck out of there before you ruin it. Burn it. Like the bastard you probably are. And that's it. That's literally, right there, a green bean casserole, more or less. A couple of little things aside. Now this is one of the simplest things. This is a staple of Thanksgiving and Christmas, is the green bean casserole. A lot of people make this. Now we've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Put the casserole in, uncovered. Right there like that. And that's all there is to it. Now we wait 30 minutes. And we'll finish this up and move on to the ham. Alright, now it's time to take this out of the oven. We want to get our oven mitt. Oh, and it's looking good. Reach in there. Oh. There we go. And you can see it's all bubbly and yummy and delicious looking. So what we're going to do is we're now going to add the rest of the onions on top. Like so. Just kind of spread them around a little bit. There we go. And we put it back in the oven for 5 more minutes. Get it back in there, like that. And now it just goes 5 more minutes and it'll be done. Yeah! And there it is, out of the oven, a fresh, delicious, bubbly green bean casserole. It's looking good. Now we're gonna do the ham. Follow along with me and you can make ham like your mom used to make. It's great! Yay! Alright, so here's our ham. I've taken the liberty of removing all of the packaging that was on here. And a pair of scissors. Now, if you get one of these spiral cut hams, it'll come with this glaze mix. I love this stuff, and I'll show you how to prepare that. Everything comes with instructions. The ham itself, right behind the label, instructions on how to prepare it. Now, typically, you're supposed to do 10 to 12 minutes per pound, and this is about a 9-pound ham. So we're looking at an hour and a half of cook time. That's why I went ahead and did the green bean casserole first, because comparatively, it takes a lot less time to make. Now, these spiral cut hams are pre-cooked, so actually I could eat it right now if I wanted to, but I don't. I want to heat it up, I want to do the glaze, I want to get it nice and hot and glazed and delicious. You don't want to cook it too much or it'll dry out. You'll see, it's called spiral cut because it's already cut. See there? And what we're going to do with the glaze is we're going to put the glaze on it and in between all these slices. And that's really all there is to it. It'll be a delicious, delicious ham. So, first thing we want to do is wrap the ham in tin foil. And we need some more. You want to try to wrap it as tightly as possible in tin foil. Now, we've got a lot of the juices under it. Those just kind of float out. And that's fine. Get that under there like that. And just get it nice and wrapped up. So there we go. Get that up under there. Alright, so our ham is nice and wrapped up, and it'll go in the oven for 60 minutes. Now, I know I said 90 minutes, but you want to take it out 30 minutes beforehand to do the glaze. You don't want to start with the glaze on there. You want to do the glaze after it's all hot and ready to absorb the delicious glaziness. We'll show you how to prepare the glaze next, so just hold on. Now, while the ham is cooking, and before we really need to get the glaze ready, you don't want to get it ready too soon, or it'll kind of harden a little bit, thicken a little bit, and it won't glaze as well. So while we're waiting an hour for the ham to cook, I want to just give a quick little public service announcement for all you hard-working ladies out there fixing family dinners on Thanksgiving. It's a lot of work, I know, believe me. And you don't need to overdo it. Even you single pops out there, or you dads, or you dudes even, that aren't dads. If you cook a lot on Thanksgiving, take a moment. Just take a moment. It won't hurt to take a moment. And just have some wine. Now, what I have here is a nice white Zinfandel from Barefoot Bay. And you just kind of have to relax now and then, you know what I'm saying? So just get your wine out. Like so. It doesn't always work as quickly as you'd like it to. The fuck is this? Fucking shit. God, this is the worst. Ah, there it goes. Ah, fuck me. Okay, it's not a white Zinfandel. It's just a Zinfandel. Shit. Pour yourself a glass and just take a moment. Take a moment and relax. Take a moment to relax and properly give thanks. So you're going to add all this glaze mix into the pan, and then you're going to add about half a cup of water to that. And give it a good stir. And the idea is to bring this to a boil, a rolling boil. So get it nice and stirred up in there. I might have, I'm rushing here at this point. I might have caused a little bit of burning on the bottom, but that's fine. You're just looking to get it to a boil. You're going to have to stir it pretty constantly. And once it comes to a boil, that's about it. And then you're just going to take it and spoon the glaze over the ham. You're going to want to make sure to get it in between all the spiral cut slices. Oh, it smells so good too. It just smells so freaking good. And that's really all there's going to be to it. The ham itself, oh yeah. Oh, a little piece fell off. Let me just take care of that. Look at this ham. Look at that. Nope. We already got boils. We're already boiling. Let's turn down the heat on this. I had the heat too high in my rush to get this done. And there you go. There's a nice little slightly syrupy glaze. You don't want it to be too thick or you won't be able to prepare it. Now, you can use a brush to brush the glaze onto the ham, but I don't have that. So, we're sorry about all the camera movement. It's hard to do this by yourself. I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just move that a little closer. Closer. It's going to start just drizzling it all on there. Oh yeah. Just like so. Get it all over the ham. Get it all on there. Get some on the front there. Don't want to leave the front out. Oh yeah. And that's just how easy making this glaze mix is if you get one of these spiral cut hams that comes with its own glaze mix. It's just that easy. Now, that's pretty good. Now you're gonna want to, you're gonna want to get some of that glaze in between the slices too. You want to get it right up in there. You want it to get into the ham, because that is gonna taste so good. Because it's gonna, remember, it's gonna cook for another 30 minutes. And oh, you don't know. If you've never had a spiral cut ham, personally I recommend it. My family was never really big on them. It was only when I started cooking myself for Thanksgiving that one year I decided, shit, I'm gonna get a spiral cut ham because they look delicious and they're actually a little cheaper than regular hams. In my estimation, we didn't do a price on the ham. This almost 10-pound ham was about $27. So it ain't cheap. It sure ain't cheap. But oh my Lord, in heaven, it is worth it. Oh yeah. And we'll just pour the rest. Just kind of drizzle it right on top there. And that does it for the glaze. Now, again, you're going to cook the ham by the number of pounds it is. Again, you're going to want to cook it about 10 to 12 minutes per pound. And since this is just a little over a 9-pound ham, oh, that glaze is so good. We're going to do it for about 90 minutes in all, so we've got 30 minutes left. Alright, we are done. Thanksgiving dinner is complete this year. Small Thanksgiving dinner for those single people out there. We've got ham, string bean casserole, corn, and, of course, we're going to have fresh baked cookies for dessert. And I'm not going to show you how to bake cookies. If you don't know how to do that, you're fucking retarded and you shouldn't be in the kitchen. But here's what we've got. Here's our green bean casserole, sitting pretty, waiting to be eaten. Here's our oh so good ham. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh, sorry. Jeez. Oh, oh yeah. Gonna tuck into that. We got some corn here I've made. A little bit of corn, and of course, what Thanksgiving is complete without the cranberry sauce. Just open the can and slap it on a plate. That's it for this year. See you guys next time on Cooking with Keith, the single man's guide for easy meals.